Uh, so for the person out here that's listening to this, and they're looking to get into content, and they're potentially looking to make a career out of it and start earning money. What are the different ways that you've made money from social media? And I know you post videos on this a decent amount of times, but what are those different revenue streams?
So there's of course like TikTok and Instagram views, which is pretty standard. And then you have affiliate work, so whatever your affiliates are. And then I think the really only other one would be so like those two, and then brand deals. So did I actually posted a brand deal today, probably right before this. It's what I was working on right before this. So I just posted that. So that's like my second one on Instagram, and then fourth one all time. So I'd say like money wise, like I mean brand deals are definitely like how you're gonna make the most money, but like to get there, like if your intent, like I remember I did a what I made video, and I was a little worried to make that because I didn't want people to think I'm bragging. I honestly think what I made was pretty low for my following. But besides the point, the video, a lot of people were commenting like, oh, like I might do this so I can, you know, make this amount of money, and I'm just like, if that's your like plan, or if that's your like purpose behind it, it's never gonna happen. It's
100%.
like never gonna, like I was doing it for over a year and I made like a couple $100. Like it was never like money. Like I'd still do it if today, like if it was illegal to make money off of it, I'd still do it. So
But so a creator of your size, I'm blown away when you tell me that you've done 4 brand deals all time. That's it. Why is that the case?
So I wanted to be really careful, especially on Instagram. Like I was like, I really built something here, like something I'd always wanted. I'd always wanted a big platform, and I finally built it. And I didn't want to do anything that could in any way tarnish it. So I was very careful. And my first brand deal was like after a year of posting on Instagram, and it was like the perfect fit. It was with Indeed, like it was like for Indeed's like finance and accounting hub, like perfect, like couldn't be a better fit for me as like someone who works in public accounting, like accounting major, school, whatever. And so I was like, this is perfect. Like I'm gonna do this one. And so it really had to fit. And then it did well, and like people liked it, and no one was like, oh, you're a sellout. And I was like, okay, so it's probably not as deep as I really think it is. It probably does,
Yeah.
like just because you post a brand deal doesn't mean people are just gonna think like, oh, you're a sellout. Like it's really not that deep. But that being said, like I have no plans to like, you know, go like post one every single video, or something like that. Just when it makes sense, I guess.
And, and you don't work with an agency, right? I was also very surprised when I hear that. Like you have a lot of followers and you handle everything in house. Why do you do that?
So I think part of it was, I don't know what the word is, but part of it I think was like I can do this on my own. Like I don't need help. Like I can do this on my own. And I think that was a little selfish, not selfish, but like maybe not the smartest way to look at it. Because I honestly am planning to now sign with an agency,
Okay.
just because it's a lot of work. And like, I think with my last deal, I mean, or last couple of deals, you're emailing back, and like, you're getting like these email chains go deep. And I'm just like, look, I got a full time job. Like, I want to create content, and then I'm doing these emails on the side as well. Like, this is a lot of work. Like, and I'm handling it all myself. So now I kind of do want to bring in an agency, just so someone can kind of manage that, make sure I'm not like getting screwed over, legal
Right.
reasons, and kind of take that off my shoulders. Um, but I kind of did just want to land, a couple on my own, just to be like, yeah, like, I can do this on my own, but like, I don't have to. But like, because I think a lot of agency owners will tell you like, you won't land anything, big on your own. So I think it was, I don't know what I was trying to be like cool or something, but I was kind of like, all right, like let's see if that's the case.
I mean,
And
you landed Indeed. Though. That's a pretty big one to land by yourself. That's lit.
well, if you look at the video I did today, I landed an even bigger one, but we can talk about that later. But
Um, what can you drop what the company is?
Well, I guess I can because I posted it, right? So like technically I probably could. Yeah, so it's with Verizon. So I just made a video about,
Verizon?
yeah, I was pumped. Like, and like I was like, that's what I want to do deals with, like brands like people like know and like recognize and like really like. And so it was with Verizon, and that's basically like the video is just me hyping up their they're doing something in Chicago for the Super Bowl at Soldier Field. It made complete sense. Like I was like, bro, this aligns perfectly, and I was pumped. And I don't want to like I want to like still be humble, but like it did feel good. I was like, that it feels good to like do that on my own. Like I didn't need someone else on my behalf. Like I could just pull that on my own, and it felt
Yeah.
good to like kind of close that myself. So yeah.
Verizon. Holy cow. Okay, so for the person that's sitting here that's never negotiated with a brand before, or maybe that's starting out and trying to figure that out, what does it look like communicating with a brand like Verizon? How many back and forths are they? Are you giving the offer first, your rates first? Are they giving theirs first? Like, what does that look like?
So like legal reasons, I don't want to get into it too because I really don't know exactly. So I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
But for the most part, every brand deal is going to be like every brand deal that I almost never get reached out from like I didn't get reached out from like Verizon directly. I got reached out from like they all kind of work through like agencies. So then you work with like an agency. They're like the one I worked with for that one was like awesome. Like it was great. It was a lot of work, and it was a tight turnaround. So it was I know it was probably pretty tough, but she was like great, like super responsive. So it was like they're great to work with these agencies. Like I mean, it's what they do. So yeah, most of the time it's like you get contacted by an agency, you negotiate a price,
Yeah.
and then you kind of settle on a rate, and they send you over a contract, and you read it, make sure everything looks good, and you go from there.
All right, that's sick, dude. Congratulations on Verizon. I would say
Yeah.
the one of the biggest. I work with an agency, and I love it. Like it is fantastic. My agency's great. One of the best parts is like it totally does. It frees up a lot of your time. Like you're working 9 to 5 every day. You have content that takes up so much time. People understand how much that takes. But then it's like you mentioned at the end, like reading through the contract. God, I hate reading through contracts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Somewhere on the screen should direct you to somewhere else in our channel. But as always, believe foolishly.